Couple things that kind of got me into tattooing originally. I think a little bit was hanging out with people that were into like metal music. Warped Tour was big around that. This is going back like 20 years. And so I jumped on the bandwagon and got kind of this tribal sun on the back of my right leg. And it was a lot of people I hang out through in skulls, tribal, black and gray stuff like that at the time. So that kind of influenced it a little bit. It was dedicated to a childhood friend I lost to cancer in third grade. And so it had a good meaning to it, but looking back on it, probably not the design I would have chosen. Zooming ahead today, I have a lot more tattoos and I'm tattooing myself. Just got into the game a few months ago, so I'm very new, still in kind of the apprentice stage learning. But I got something that I wanted to share here that was something that goes back to kind of the beginning. I'd had a few tattoos at this point, but I was living out of state. I'm in Washington State now, but I was in Arizona at the time. And while there, I had a girlfriend and some friends, and they wanted to go on this little journey to this tattoo convention thing in Irvine, California, Orange County, that was called Musink, and it was headlined by Kat Von D and her shop at the time and all their TV series and stuff like that. So it sounded cool, so we carpooled over there, stayed the night, went to this event, and ended up getting to meet them and a lot of the other people like Corey and all these other people here. I have a few photos, but this was back when cell phones were kind of brand new, so I didn't have a cutting edge iPhone or anything like that to pull out a camera. And once you did take photos, you could barely even picture message back then, and you had to manually convert them to a computer, email them, or anyways, all that stuff. So don't have a lot of stuff from that event because it was so far back, but I do have this awesome thing right behind me, the show flyer for this event that I had, and it's signed by Kat Von D. There's a little lineup thing, and I got a meet and greet, and I got a photo here too from that meet and greet there. But this is a cool little flyer here that was autographed from that event, kind of highlighting everything there. And it's kind of crazy to look back and see what bands were on here, for instance, headlining this event, because I remember going to it, seeing these like concerts in one side, the tattoo stuff, all the kind of known tattoo people in the back, but I didn't really see it from an artist perspective, and I only had a few from random shops at the time, so I wasn't really that dug into the world or aware of who a lot of these people were as far as relevance. Fast forward to today, 2025, present day, I'm just getting into tattooing myself. My partner's been in the game for 15, 16 years, most of her life, and we've always talked about it, but it was something that until I left work late last year, running into some health concerns, and leaving that, jumped right into learning from her, and spent the last quarter four, October, November, December, learning everything about it, getting certified, and then started this year in January getting licensed, where I can do full line work tattoos. I've done over 50 to date, mostly basic stuff, minimal shading and color, because I haven't really had time to dive in as a full-time parent supporting my partner, as well as someone who likes to do a lot of reading and activities as well. Trying to fit all that in with this new thing is just something that I'll have to temper my expectations with and not rush as much as I did initially, and focus more on trying to connect, network, absorb what I can, going to events with more of the artist's eye, and working on the foundational stuff, which is what I've been doing. Essentially, I started off the year in a shop where I was able to learn with my partner, and then in January, February, March, April, I had a booth that was right there at the front of the shop in this small little rural town in Washington State, one of the greater Seattle area, and did that. Awesome. Used online tools to market myself. I went to school for marketing and do some social media management and marketing stuff freelance, so that wasn't really too hard to do. But my partner got opportunity in Seattle at that time, and that kind of then made it hard to overlap schedules, so I kind of stepped back at that time and moved into more of a practice from our studio, take on less clients and work on more of my flash foundational and all that stuff. She also does a lot of events, so I was able to be fortunate that I can piggyback onto those events to help run the event, table, setup, take down, packing, unpacking, and eventually jump in and be able to do some flash stuff too. But there are lots of different events, venues, lighting, and situations, very fast-paced, go. So again, I'm so new that it's not really something I'm quite jumping into myself, but anyways, with where I'm at, I'm getting into using some of this free time to kind of document more of what I'm learning and how I'm doing it along the way. So I'm using this as an outlet to uh, be able to just kind of focus on some of the basic stuff so I can look back on it, and anyone else that's in the beginning or starting stages or locally here coming across this can use this to hopefully be inspired to start, or use this to find out who I am and network with me a little bit so we can connect based on opportunities and where things go. With that said, that was just kind of an introduction video, kind of a quick little thing about a quick little cool thing I got here in my space, and a little history about how I got into this space. Briefly, I'll have more in future ones, but I just wanted to get something on there and get back into this. And feel free to check out my social medias in the link, where I have my Instagram with tattoos, flash, all of that stuff, shorter video clips, as well as my Facebook, where you can follow, like, support a local small business in Western Washington here. And if you're into events in the greater Seattle area, Western Washington, or anywhere else, feel free to reach out, drop a comment, connect on social media regarding those events. Love to touch base on that and support you as well. With that, I'm out on this one.